Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villa and welcome to episode 43 of Raise the Holte, our bid for world domination with Aston Villa. And today it's a big episode because we have Everton at home in the league. They're sitting ninth, and we'll look at the league table in just a second, but it's an important game, this one, for us. And then we play the first leg of our Europa League second knockout round tie against Red Star, or however it is you pronounce that. But since last episode, 2 games. If you told me we were getting 4 points out of Manchester United and Swansea, I would have said yes please, thank you very much. We went and played Manchester United at home and we beat them 1-0. We out-Jose. We actually had a little bit more of the ball than that, but they had a lot of the game, to be fair. We defended relatively well. A lot of those shots weren't necessarily threatening us, although Markovic did have a good game. And then we just nicked one on the counter-attack. Lazar, Markovic, very nicely done, thank you very much, sir. And 1-0 job done there. And then we went and we played Swansea City, away from home, granted. But we never looked like scoring in this game. We just never looked like it. You can see by play range, we defended quite well. We went to the Europa League formation for this one. Just because we've played so many, we've got just constant games now. So changed things up a little bit. Went with the Europa League team. Never looked like scoring. Defenders played well. You can see Williams, Rodrigo, and Chambers, and Markovic for that matter as well, all played well. But same with their defenders. It was just one of those games, one of those 0-0 draws that everybody is poorer for having watched, I think. So let's have a look at what that all means for the league table. And you will see we're still in 4th. 4 points up on Spurs, only 3 points off the top, which is good. Though Liverpool could potentially go a further 2 points ahead of that again if they were to win their game in hand. But if we look behind us, because the Champions League is kind of what this season's all about, isn't it? 4 point gap to Spurs. If Arsenal win their game in hand, it's also a 4 point gap to them, and then it's a little bit of a drop off to the rest. And Everton, you can see, they stuck in mid-table, aren't they? They're not realistically, with 10 games to go, going to push up into the Europa League spots, although they could do. But let's not give them that hope. Let's go and beat them. Let's see what the team is we're sending out to face this fantastic Everton team. I think they're okay, aren't they? It's Markovic in goal. It's Target. It's it's Holgate and Breeze, the back four. It's Tonali. And our first look at Alena in the first team. I don't think we've seen him start. He may have come off the bench last episode, actually. I don't really remember. Jack Grealish is almost fit. Where is he here? You can see he's almost fit. He's sort of due back any day now, but we're not going to risk him here. We'll go with Alena, because Alena is, again, we showed him when we first signed him, but he's a decent enough player. He's an advanced playmaker naturally as well, so he'll do a decent job of that, I am sure. Markovic and Marin go down the wings. Almeida, he continues in behind the lab. Now, at the end of this episode, there will, of course, be a Goals of the Month as well, so do stick around for that. It's been a busy month, and we have scored some good goals. Now, what do we say to this? Let's get a bit of passion going. That's been working well for us lately. We've been on a good run. Go out there and impress me. Yeah, I mean, the Swansea game wasn't great, but apart from that, it's been okay. And the thing is that we still didn't lose, and that's sometimes half the battle, isn't it? Just these unbeaten runs can be key. So we're at Villa Park. It's looking a little bit different. We do have our stadium expansion that we had done for this year. It should... I can't remember exactly when it's done now, but it's towards the end of this season, so I'm not sure if any of those stands are sort of ripped down a little bit for that. It looked a little bit different to normal, didn't it? Let's give them a get creative here. We've looked okay so far, but work to do from the corner, and not convincingly done either. The Oxes at Everton, that would have been a controversial transfer, wouldn't it? I'm assuming he would have gone straight from Liverpool. I'll give it another get creative. It's been okay. We haven't had as much of the ball as I would like, but we've had a lot more of the sort of the attacking play, haven't we? Markovic is injured. Good thing I did put this kid on the bench just in case. What's he? Pull knee ligaments. Yeah, that sounds relatively serious, doesn't it? So we'll bring on Colin. Hasn't played much for us this year. He played a little bit in the Championship and did well. He's a decent young prospect. I've been trying to learn him out. Here's Alena. What's he doing? Alena! Oh, he's toying with him. He's just toying with him. What a way to get your first goal for the club. Wow, what a strike. I thought he'd stuffed it up. I didn't know what he was doing. He was just doing tricks. That's all it was. He was just showboating. Look at this. He's let the defender, just a gay I think that is too, tackle it off him, and then just thought, all right, we'll have a shot now. Pickford with some questions to answer there as well, I think. But Alena, what a strike. What a time to get your first goal for the club as well. Get in. All right, let's give it another... Let's give it... What do we say to this? Let's give it a demand more, perhaps. A little bit of pressure felt from that shot. So not my best. But look at this game. We've absolutely dominated it. We do need to go and get a second. City's destroying Chelsea. Chelsea are having a poor season this year. City, of course, are right up there in the title race for us. Spurs are winning as well, so that makes this an important game for us because they are, of course, our closest rivals for this 4th spot. What do we say to that? I think things are going well. You're capable of better, I think, is the obvious thing to say there. Just go down. I know people, I used to edit this out, but I know people are interested in what the team talks are. Just trying to think ahead a little bit here for the Europa League game as well. I don't think there's anybody in this team necessarily that we want to play in that. I mean, this is our strongest team. There's guys that we want to play, but not sort of we need to plan around with injuries and that. My kind of plan is if Grealish is fit, we might bring him back in that team. And then sort of play Juanpi as the attacking midfielder with Grealish in behind him. Because Juanpi's actually, I was very, very close to selling him in January, and I sort of gave him one last run in the team to see what he could do, and he's picked up, and he's been quite good since then, him and Almeida. There's a decent ball in, it's headed away, the lad picks it up, turns, shoots! Oh, was that the woodwork? It was the woodwork. Unlucky for Labadovic. One thing, strangely enough, what we have struggled with is again with strikers. Borja's gone completely off the boil. Here's Colin. Can he square it back? He can. Marin has headed away. It's there for Alena again. He's put this one past the post. That was arguably an easier chance than one that he scored. This is turning into one of these games where we need this second goal, or else we're all sitting here waiting for the sucker punch, aren't we? Tonali is there, out for Alena. Back for Tonali. Look at your wingers here. There we go. Goes out for Colin. I have no idea how you pronounce that name. He goes back post for Marin! There's the second goal. Ask and we shall receive. 10th goal this year for Antonio Marin. He is just, what a signing he has been. He's been Mr. Reliable. Even when we were struggling for goals, he was still chipping in with 12, 15 goals a season. He has just been a really, really good signing. A decent cross in from Colin as well, isn't it? Really, really good ball in. Yeah, again, he's one of these guys. We have good young prospects, especially wingers in the reserves that are coming through. We just don't play him because we have. I mean, Markovic comes in and plays well. Nick Roberts plays well as well, and those guys sort of take up most of the game time. And then Marin, we play him wherever we can. Andre Green was playing, and he would have come in for this game actually had we not sent him out on loan because he was obviously complaining about game time. Now, the Lab's not playing particularly well. We need to get Borja scoring again. He is on quite the run without a goal. So we'll bring him on here, sort of a no-pressure opportunity. We're playing well. See if he can just get himself on the score sheet. Ball comes in. Tonelli's there, heads it away. We've let Mina pick it up. You'd be unlucky if a centre-back lashes it in from there. Yeah, this is a strange game for me because I do have another save with Everton. So it's kind of like an Aussie Villa derby. It's the same when I played Villa in that one. But I always subconsciously want to lose to Villa, I think. So I have a terrible record against them. Marin's picked up a knock. We're so close to the end. I don't want to risk anything though. So we'll bring Juanpi on for him. We'll put Colin over to the left. Job done there. Now, that shouldn't be serious. We took him off quickly. It should be fine. We're not planning on using him in the Europa League in any case. But that's a good solid win, isn't it, against an Everton team, as I said, that weren't the worst, but we've absolutely played them off the park there, and a good performance from Alena as well. I told you we'd do okay. He's a Barcelona boy, obviously. That's where we signed him from. Very well, nicely done, boys. And I can't even speak. Very well, nicely done. Quality of possession gets the job done for us. Now, Markovic is 3 weeks. That's Nick Roberts, loosen up. You're going to be a starter from now on. That hurts a little bit, and just 3 to 4 days. So he could be back for the Red Star game if we wanted him to be. But obviously we're not planning on playing him in that game. And let's have a look at what that has done to the league table. Pushes us up to 3rd, though we've played more games than a lot of those teams around us. And we just keep that 4-point gap to Spurs, which is vital, isn't it? Guys, wait right there. We'll be back for the Red Star game. Okay, welcome back. It is Europa League time. We're up against Kvezna... Red Star. We're up against Red Star Belgrade. Now, they got here because they beat Karabag, that I think they're Azerbaijani club. So they got a bit of a soft draw. So we're off here. We can see we're heavy favourites for this one, evens favourites. Let's have a look at the team we're sending out, and it is the Europa League team in all its glory. It's Markovic in goal. It's Godfrey, Williams, and Chambers as a back three. Now, typically, Rodrigo would have played there, or Coetzee. Coetzee's left the club, of course, and Rodrigo is injured, so Godfrey comes in. Gumney down the right, Mobita down the left, Cochrane and McGinn in midfield, Juanpi in behind Botheim, and Brian Carlos back, fit, ready to go and continue his goal-scoring spree in Europe. We do have Grealish on the bench if we do need him. I didn't want to start him. He's just coming back. We just want to nurse him back from injury. We want to avoid him going back to injury. What do we say to this? I think just a good old-fashioned... what do we say to this? Let's give the fans a performance they're expecting. Come on, show me you can keep your run going. I think that's the talk, isn't it? I don't want to put too much pressure on them. But that being said, we should be getting a result here. Now, I did, of course, underestimate Anderlecht, didn't I, in the away leg of the first knockout round. So hopefully we won't do that here, but that being said, I'm doing it again, aren't I? I'm completely underestimating our opponents. The Red Stars, we all know, Football Manager, that's where one of the places you go, isn't it, to find the young wonder kids. So there could be one or two names here we don't necessarily recognise that could cause us some problems. Here's Mobita going on a nice early run. It's there! It's Gumney! That's got to be his first for the club, because he is hopeless usually. And Gumney, it is his first for the club, has opened the scoring 30-odd seconds into the tie. It's an away goal. It's exactly what we wanted. And it is from the most... I would have given Livakovic more chance of scoring than Gumney, I'll be honest. But look at that. Decent ball in. On first time. He's absolutely belted that in. Well done, Robert Gumney. He has improved a little bit this year. I'm being a little bit harsh on him. But in the big games against the better clubs, when we really need a good solid performance from our right-sided wing-back or full-back, he always lets you down. But that's a good start, isn't it? Let's get creative here, boys. Let's keep this going. Another corner. Juanpi to knock this one in. Can we get someone on the end of it? We can! That is a goal from Botheim! 7 goals this year for Erik Botheim, and we are well and truly away. 2 away goals. This is looking really, really good now, isn't it? What a start. 16 minutes in. We'll praise them for that now. Good ball in from Juanpi, and a cracking header, isn't it? Inside the far post from Botheim. He's hit back to a little bit of form this year as well, which is good, because he had a very poor year last year. And to be honest, basically the reason we bought Borja this season is because Botheim just didn't do it for us last year. So if he's going to look to get going again, there is interest in Borja. And £30 million, 70 grand, 78 grand a week. I am tempted if the other guys are going to score. And he started really well, Borja. Let's not forget that. But if the other guys are going to start playing well and there's interest in him, do we take, say, 30, 40 million for Borja and look to invest that in, perhaps better midfielders or a better right back, Robert Gumney? That's sort of all questions for the summertime, isn't it? But maybe something to think about. We've absolutely bossed that half. I think we're only 2-0 up. Do we say don't get complacent? I think we're going to say we're very pleased. Say we're very pleased. There's a couple of guys here that aren't playing well, Mr. Cochrane. But I think it's just a case of just get back out there and keep it going. The problem sometimes if you say don't get complacent is that they'll sort of put in a very solid defensive performance in the second half, which isn't necessarily what we want here. We do have Lee Hendry on the bench as well. We might even look in this half. I wonder if Cochrane isn't going to play well, we could move McGinn back as the deep-lying playmaker and bring on Mr. Hendry for some game time here. Here's a chance. Juanpi from the set piece. Juanpi! It's not the most convincing save, but the job done by Borjan, the Canadian goalkeeper. I do notice, not Jedinak, what's his name? The Australian guy, Deganak or something. I've got Jedinak on the brain now, but he's not in the team, which is probably a good thing for them, to be fair. Disappointing for us. That's harsh. He's not that bad. He's a professional footballer. He'd make me look like a clown, wouldn't he, if I ever went up against him. What do we say here? Brian Carlos is looking tired, as is Gumney. Let's just do like for like. Bring Hendry on. Get him on there as a Mazzella. I'm tempted. I don't want to risk injury for Brian. He is just coming back from injury. It's not been his best performance. He's put in a good 75 minutes. Let's bring Borja on for him. And I do want to try and ease Grealish back into some match fitness. You know what? We'll leave that because we have Fulham coming up next in the league, and they are the whipping boys. They're 20th. Godfrey's got a bit of a kick in the shins. He should be fine to get through the last 10 minutes, I think. Can we get a third? A third away goal, and it's job done, isn't it, really? Good header from Godfrey, but blocked on the way through to goal. What can we do here? Gumney, back up for Godfrey. And that is the end of that. Yeah, I think we'll just sit back and enjoy this the last few minutes. 2-0 on the road is a very, very good performance. Let's not get back to 2-1. They'd still need 2 goals at Villa Park. But you'd fancy us on the basis of this, wouldn't you, at home to get at least 1 goal. I mean, we're in a better position than we were against Anderlecht. And we did a bit of a job on Anderlecht at home, didn't we? There's just some decent play, though. And Markovic is there to claim the ball comfortably. Is the highlight going to continue? Rashawn Williams back to Livakovic. Maybe just get rid here, boys. Just get rid. Go out here. Oh, what play. What play. Godfrey. Nice ball out for Mobita. Can he stretch his legs now? That's a good-looking ball over for Gumney. This is just Gumney's game from heaven. It's there. It's Borja. It's not quite there for him, though. Crosses it in. Back post. Gumney's got 2! Now I've seen everything. I would never. You could have said to me, here's $1 million to put a bet on Gumney, and I would have said, you're wasting your money. You're wasting your money. Well, you would be wasting. But yeah, I've lost that analogy. Anyway, there is no way, 1,000,000 to 1. There is no way that Gumney was scoring twice this game, but he's done it. It's a bigger upset than Leicester City winning the Premier League, that, honestly. That is absolutely incredible. Robert Gumney at the double. Never thought I'd see that. So, this is it. This is the end of game highlight. Can we get a 4th? The question here, of course, now is, do we... Oh, Borja's got onto that. You know, we might just get a 4th. Can we get a hat-trick for Gumney? Oh, it's almost happened. He actually should have got it. That's probably the easiest chance he's had. Juanpi set him up beautifully there as well, didn't he? If we had got a Gumney hat-trick, I would have... That's just a mic drop, isn't it? 3-0 though. That is job done. Second leg we'll give some of the youngsters a go, I think. We might start Hendry. We'll start Gaz, obviously. And on that form, we might even play Gumney up front. Who knows? But that is a really, really good performance. If you have enjoyed this, guys, please... I never thought I'd say this. You were superb in front of goal, Gumney. Well done. Please do hit thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. We will be back on Wednesday. Let's get the draw up here properly. We'll come back for the second leg, even though it's essentially done. We'll come back for the second leg, and then that'll follow on to Chelsea, who are 8th in the league, but it's a banana skin, that one, isn't it? They tend to do well against us, to Chelsea. So, yeah, we have a decent run of fixtures coming in, so I'm starting to feel confident. Let me know what you think in the comments, but you look at these fixtures coming up. After Chelsea, Sheffield Wednesday 19th, Bournemouth 11th, Wolves 15th, Stoke 12th, Crystal Palace 16th, West Ham 7th is not the easiest, and Southampton 18th. We're up against the bottom of the table, and you look at how the league table is setting up. We've got a nice 4-point gap over Spurs. You look at that, we're only 3 points off top. It's looking okay for the Champions League, but we're not... You have a sneaky 5 on us for the league here, I think, guys, because it's 9 games to go. We've got a very, very favourable run in, don't we? Anyway, guys, that's all for Wednesday. Until then, open Aussie, thank you so much for watching, and here are some of our goals of the month for February. Take care.